Hey, so what is going on, everyone? It is me, Mr. Mario, and I want to do a full console review on this. Now, I am not going to be showing game footage on here just due to the fact that I feel like it would be a bit annoying if I am just getting camera footage off this, because I really don't have a way of actually recording footage off here directly since I can't hook up an Elgato or anything to it. But I wanted to do my opinion, I guess, of this system, and I thought hopefully you all would enjoy it. Also, this system right here has been going on sale quite a bit, and with holidays right around the corner, you know, some people might be debating and see maybe they want to get a handheld for Christmas or so. But we'll go ahead and look into it. So, this review is over the PlayStation Vita, and also I'm wearing the same stuff I did in another video just because I'm doing this video back to back, and I have hat hair now because of this. But first off, with the PlayStation Vita, I just want to say, the PSP right here, this is the very first PSP I ever owned. I still have it, and I have to say, since I've had this thing since Christmas of 2005, it is in immaculate condition. The thing is almost 8 years old. It is actually more than 8 years old now, technically. But this system is my all-time favorite handheld and one of my favorite systems of all time, due to the fact that the features on there were awesome. I love how the system controlled, how it handled. I loved, you know, the PlayStation 1 emulator on here, but also the homebrew scene was amazing, and the custom firmware scene is what made me a modder. It is what got me into modding. So thank you, Sony, for that, for having terrible security on this system. And I will say, honestly, every modding scene I've been in, it doesn't compare to the PSP scene. It doesn't. So really, for me, since I still, you know, it's 8 years later and I still have the same PSP 1000, the PS Vita had a lot to hold up to. And I will say, so far, I'm happy I'm doing a review now, because if I did a review over this system when it came out, I actually did kind of an opinion thing, not a video, but I told some friends about it, and I absolutely hated this system when it came out. I remember when it came out, about a month after or so, it retailed, I tried it out, I thought it was slow, I thought the features were stupid on it, I thought it was useless, I didn't see a need to have it, I didn't see anything about it. I was more one of those people that said, if you have a smartphone or an iPod or an iPad, you'll have a better game experience than on the Vita, especially since there's no games on it. The thing is slow, and I don't see anything with it, and anything that has to do with PS3 integration is pointless at this point. So the PS Vita is a bad system. Now, I'm not saying that now. My opinion has changed greatly to the point where I did buy one right here. I actually had this a week before I got the Xbox One. The day the PlayStation 4 came out, I was the weird person in the store who was buying a Vita for some reason. But I wanted to get this because I wanted some more on-the-go gaming experience, and I was liking the games that they are starting to put out. I will talk about those in a little bit. Now, first off, the price point of this system is what kind of attracted me to it. There was a price drop. It used to be $250, I want to say, or it might have even been more, but I was able to pick up the Walking Dead bundle for $170, and there are several bundles that you can buy for about that range. Might not be the Walking Dead bundle, but it might have some other even better games with it, as well as some memory, which I would recommend. Now, first off, the games is what I'm going to be talking about. Now that the system is almost 2 years old, the game selection is much better on there. However, it is a bit like the PSP. I still feel like, honestly, I still feel like the PSP has a better game selection. However, it is an older system at the same time. And by that, similar to the PSP, I mean you're seeing a lot of portable versions of games, you're seeing a lot of collections, you are seeing a lot of kind of sidekick games is what I would like to say. I will actually share with you all two of my favorite games on the system that I've been playing. First off, Sony Smash Bros. I refuse to call it by its actual name. I've had a lot of fun with this game. I haven't been into a fighting game in a while, but I cleared it with every character except the DLC characters because I refuse to pay for DLC characters for a fighting game of all things. But I had a lot of fun with this, but you can pick it up on the PS3. However, nothing beats just playing it in your hand, whether you're in the car, you're at work, right before a class is about to start, or even playing it in class if you want to. Nothing beats that. I can say that, and I do like the Sony lore behind this because at heart, I've always been a Sony person. And the game I'm playing right now, which I absolutely love, and so many Vita owners recommended, is Persona 4 Golden. I would highly recommend playing this game if you are into RPGs or interested, or even if you're not and you just want to have a nice different game to play. Just set it to very easy. You won't have to grind anything. You'll be good to go, and I've had quite a lot of fun with this. I'm a few hours in and I'm very happy that I purchased this game. Now, another thing I will say, one reason why I wanted to get the Vita last Christmas in 2012, so about a year ago, was mainly due to the fact that I was going through a Metal Gear Solid kick, and I really wanted this. I just wanted to play Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3 on the go, and I wanted the option to suspend the game and pause it. And to me, that was worth getting a system for. Now, I am glad I waited, because I was able to get the system after a price drop, and then even a discount after that. But I can say the game selection has been great. There's been several good original games on the system as well, which I do own, such as Tearaway, but I do like the PlayStation Portable backwards compatibility, although it is download only. I like the PlayStation 1 backwards compatibility as well, and the Vita games are not that bad. It also has PlayStation 3 and PlayStation 4 integration on the system. Now, what about the system itself? First off, I love the build quality behind the system. This is a PS Vita 1000 model. The 2000 model is right around the corner, and it has been released in some parts of the world. However, right now, I would recommend getting the 1000 model. Why, you ask? Well, the 2000 model, it is white primarily. It has a few changes on the buttons and such, nothing too big, but just they are circles instead of ovals. It has an extra hour of playtime. I was able to squeeze about 5 hours of playtime out of this. It is lighter, it is slimmer, and it has a different screen. Now, you're probably asking right now, Mario, why would you recommend the older version, which is what you have? Shouldn't you get the newer version? You are more than welcome to get the newer version. However, the build quality on here is awesome. It feels sturdy. It is comfortable in your hands. And in addition to that, the 1000 model has an OLED screen, which is gorgeous. I cannot... I'm one of those people, I'll say this, I do not like 3D. I don't see a point to it. I'm not interested in 3D. I don't care about 3D. Now, yes, in the future, I will probably get a 3D TV or embrace it a bit more, but I don't care about it. But this screen is gorgeous, and there have been several games I've played where I'm just like, wow, you know what? It would be even better if this was a 3D experience. And that, if I say something like that, that means it's a damn good screen. Because, as I said, I do not like 3D. But if I look at a screen and say, wow, you know, 3D would make this even better than it is, then that's kind of a compliment to it. So this has an OLED screen, whilst the 2000 models have an LCD screen, so they cheaped out on it a little bit. The reason why the OLED is better is just because it looks so much better. Now, I'm not going to say if you go out and you get the 2000, you're going to be unhappy and the games are going to look terrible. No, that's not the case. What I'm saying is that games will look richer, the color depth is going to be better, and I believe they will look cleaner on this screen. So I would personally sacrifice that and get the one with the better screen that is even cheaper. And the system is already very light and very slim, so you're not going to miss out on that much. Now, what about the features that the console has to offer? Well, right here, I will show you all that this screen is a complete touch screen, which I really do like. I've actually enjoyed it on the system. It has a mic actually on top of it as well. It has a mic built in. It has a camera right here. It has a camera around the back, and it uses proprietary. It also has a touchscreen on the back right here. This is all a touchscreen, and then it has some 6-axis motion stuff as well. The only thing is, it uses proprietary memory. However, because it's proprietary, it is expensive to the point where like a 64GB memory unit is over $100. I want to say even $120. So you can kind of get them on sale. They are starting to decrease in price, which Sony did a great job with, but memory was expensive. But the same thing happened with the PSP when that came out. Memory stick duos were expensive because they weren't completely proprietary, but they were more Sony's thing. Now, I will say, this also uses PlayStation Network, and I have enjoyed the marketplace on here. The system feels a lot like a portable PS3, which I thought was great, and honestly, I don't like the PS3, but I really liked this. I'm not sure of the actual CPU power and such on here, but I know it has 512 megabytes of RAM. The screen here is gorgeous, and what helps out is that the screen is really high quality, yet the resolution on games does not even hit 720p, I want to say, which, trust me, that will not affect your play experience since this screen is small enough to the point where everything is still going to look HD. It will be fine. However, that is the reason why, one of the main reasons why games are able to play so fluidly and so well on this system. It's due to the fact that they don't have to be rendered at 720p or 1080p or anything like that. Aside from that, I've really enjoyed the system. The thing is that it uses kind of cartridges, I want to say. I can show you all right here. It uses these cartridges, is what I want to say, for for the games, which I found was a bit abnormal for Sony, especially since, you know, we had the UMDs last gen, but they're going to be faster anyways. All that good stuff. And this is the 3G model, which you can connect over to a cell phone plan primarily through AT&T. I'm not sure of other places around the world, but you are able to do that, so that is a bit interesting to have. Now, there are a few downsides to the system. First off, the system operating software. I feel like they have done this mostly to combat homebrew and piracy, which was rampant on the PSP, but you have to use a content manager to manage anything using your computer, which I find is really annoying. You have to install the content manager program on your PC, and then you have to hook up your system through USB, which is also proprietary right here. You have to hook it up, and you have to do everything through that content manager. It is not drag and drop like the PSP system. Also, one thing that really irked me, I'll say, is I picked up Metal Gear Solid Legacy a while ago, and I redeemed the code finally to get Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid VR Missions as downloadable games. I was able to redeem both of them directly through the Vita. However, I could only download VR Missions, yet all PlayStation 1 games work on here. What I had to do to get the original Metal Gear Solid on here was go to my PlayStation 3, sign into my account, download the game onto my PS3, then hook this up to my PS3, go through the content manager, and then select Metal Gear Solid and copy it through here. I do not know why they made that needlessly complex. Nobody's going to convince me otherwise. There's absolutely no excuse for that. If I still get the game off PlayStation Network and it works perfectly on this system, there is no excuse as to why I can't download it directly through this system. There's absolutely no excuse. Now, I've touched up on this before, just slightly, and I said the system is comfortable, and that's something I'd actually really like to talk about. System really holds, it fits perfectly in my hands, honestly. And one nice thing compared to the PlayStation Portable is the PSP right here, I will show you all. It has this nub right here, and it only has one analog stick, which is really annoying for some games, especially if you're doing PS1 games. However, on here, compared to the DualShock controller, the only things you're really missing are L2 and R2 because you just have single shoulder buttons, kind of like the PSP almost. And then you can't click these in, but there's no games that really require you to do that. But you do have two analog sticks right here, which really does help out. I haven't had any issues with it so far. I think the system fits very comfortably in my hands, and it's, I don't know, I haven't scratched it either. It's been hard to scratch, so I've really been happy with it these past few weeks. Now, let's say you are wanting to get a handheld or you want to get a new system for Christmas. Should you consider the PlayStation Vita? Well, I'll say this. Definitely look at the games. If you look at the games and they feel right for you, especially right now, one nice thing is a lot of games, good games, are going on sale in about the $15, $20, $25 range, which I find is very acceptable. If you like the games, if you're pleased with them, if Sony is a platform that you primarily like to play on, I would definitely recommend getting the system, especially at $200. And that's worst case scenario. Most likely, if you start looking it up right now, you're going to find a good bundle for about $170, $180 that already come with a few games. And if you get PlayStation Plus with this, oh good God, you're gonna be in heaven when it comes to free games. Every month, free games. I got Soul Sacrifice and Uncharted for free with this system when I got PlayStation. The first day I had PlayStation Plus, and those were games I wanted to buy. I actually purchased a used copy of Soul Sacrifice, and then I got PlayStation Plus, and I took the copy back because I told them, well, I do want to buy the game, but I got PlayStation Plus, and they're giving it out for free. So it's either get it for cheap or get it for free. So that's really been helpful as well. So even if you just get the system and get PlayStation Plus, that would be good enough because they're going to throw games at you every single month, which is awesome. If you're comparing this to a 3DS, let's say, if you're wanting one of those portable systems or you're wanting to get a tablet, personally for me, I've never been into mobile gaming. Handheld gaming and mobile gaming are different to me. I've never really been into mobile gaming for some reason. I just haven't been into it. However, when it comes to a handheld, I am a bit biased with Sony, but it's just my preference with that. I do have Nintendo systems. I don't know, the games on there, they're great, but they don't entertain me as much, they don't grip me as much as the games on here on a Sony system. One thing I like as well is the suspension features on here too. It's been real seamless. I can stay signed in to PlayStation Network, and let's say I'm playing a game and I get a message, I can quickly suspend the game. It's a lot like the Xbox One, which was kind of cool because before the Xbox One came out, I was playing on this. I'm like, you know what? This is pretty much what Microsoft's trying to do right now. So I could play a game and I could suspend it right there, go over to the browser, look up something, then just go over to trophies, check my trophies, go over to my friends list, respond to some messages, then go back on here and start playing my game. It's been seamless, it's fluid. I haven't had any issues with it, and I haven't been this impressed with a handheld in a long time. Trust me, I haven't. And this system has really paid for itself, and especially at the price they're putting it at right now, under $200, that is a steal for this system as is right now, especially with the awesome game library that is coming out for it. Unfortunately, there's still no killer application for it yet from what I've seen. Even as an owner, I will come to terms with that there's no killer application that makes you go out and buy a Vita right now. But since it's been out for about 2 years, if you're interested in the games available for it, there are quite a few games available for it. I got my stack right here, but I have some other games right here for it, and I have another coming in the mail, but they've been pretty cheap to pick up, and I have like Tearaway, Silent Hill, Mod Nation Racers, Lumines, the Killzone game on there, and Jak and Daxter Collection. To me, totally worth having, in addition to the stuff that PlayStation Plus is just going to be throwing at me like bricks. So overall, I really do recommend this system if you're in the market for a handheld, but as I said, check the game selection on it. If the games do not appeal to you, this system will not appeal to you. If you're more of a Nintendo person, you need your Zelda, you need your Mario, things like that, and those games are really appealing to you, I would say go with a 3DS if you're wanting that. But if games are appealing to you, like for example, you love the Persona series, you want to play Metal Gear Solid on the go like me, you want to play PSP, PS1 games on the go, and you want to have these two analog sticks right here, I'd highly recommend this system. I've been fine with 5 hours of play, honestly. I've been alright, so I've been really happy with the system overall. Now, when it does come to homebrew, I will say this is kind of separate from the review. There is no Vita level homebrew or hacks, which is really disappointing for this system because you all know me. But aside from that, I've had nothing but good things to say about the system. Even got to the point I showed a friend, and then he ended up picking one up on Black Friday just because he was impressed with it as well. And we had talked about it, and I've been wanting one for a bit, but I didn't really see a reason to get one. But then when I finally picked one up, I was real happy with it. So the PlayStation Vita has the Mario seal of approval. Again, the PlayStation Vita TV is out in Japan. I really don't know the plans of it coming overseas. That's pretty much like a $100 version of the Vita that you hook up to your TV. However, I don't really know how the games would look on there, honestly. But between the 1000 and the 2000, I would definitely recommend getting the 1000 for the OLED screen. And don't worry, I can't touch this because I have a screen protector on it. Anyways, this is Mr. Mario signing off. Thank you for watching, everyone, and hope I helped you all out on picking a Vita.